Hola estudiantes, buenos días. Hi students, good morning. ¿Cómo están? How are you? Now, vamos a cantar buenos días después de dos. Uno, dos. Buenos días, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y cómo te vas? ¿Cómo te vas? Buenos días, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y cómo te vas? ¿Cómo te vas? Excelente. Bienvenido a nuestra clase de español. Welcome back to our Spanish class. And let's begin by reviewing what we were looking at in our last lesson. So let's see. In our last class, we were looking at los colores, muchos colores, which are the colors. And we also were looking at las formas. ¿Qué es esto? Las formas. ¿Qué es esto? Una estrella. We have óvalo. There's also cuadrado. Rectángulo. Rombo. Corazón. Triángulo. And then un círculo. Muy bien. And what we were doing last class was to describe different shapes using colors. So we know that un rombo is a diamond. Un rectángulo is a rectangle. Un cuadrado, a square. Un óvalo, an oval. Un corazón, a heart. Un triángulo, triangle. Un círculo, a circle. Una estrella, a star. And we asked the question, hola señorita, hola. Oh, hi guys. Mi amigo Raúl está aquí. My friend Raúl is here. Say hola, Raúl. Hola estudiantes. Hola. Okay guys, so he's going to be helping me with this first part here. So he's going to be asking me what colors these shapes have, and I have to answer in a Spanish sentence. Now I want you to listen, and if you know the answer, you can say it with me, but ensure that you're saying the right thing, alright? So listen, and we're going to answer Raul's questions, okay? ¿Listo?
Sí, ¿están listos? Are you ready? Let's go, vámonos. Señorita, ¿de qué color es el óvalo?
El óvalo es anaranjado. ¿Es correcto? ¿Es correcto, Raúl?
Sí, es correcto. Muy bien, señorita.
Yay! Okay, I'm ready for the next one. Estoy lista.
Señorita, ¿de qué color es el cuadrado?
El cuadrado es azul. ¿Es correcto?
Sí, es correcto. Muy bien.
Now, I'm ready for the other.
Señorita, ¿de qué color es el rectángulo?
This one. El rectángulo es morado. ¿Es correcto?
Sí, señorita, es correcto.
Next.
Señorita, ¿de qué color es el rombo?
El rombo es verde.
¡Excelente! Señorita, ¿de qué color es la estrella?
La estrella es amarilla.
Excelente, señorita. And remember, when you are describing different things in Spanish, if the noun is a feminine noun and the color usually ends with O, we change the O to A. So you get amarilla for yellow for the estrella.
Gracias, Raúl. Now the next one.
Señorita, ¿de qué color es el círculo?
El círculo es blanco.
¡Excelente, señorita! ¿De qué color es el triángulo?
El triángulo es café.
Excelente, señorita. ¿Y de qué color es el corazón?
El corazón es rojo.
Muy bien, excelente, señorita. Un aplausito.
¡Yay! Gracias, Raúl.
De nada, señorita. Adiós.
Adiós. Bueno, so that was just to review what we were looking at last class. Now for today, we are still looking at las formas, which are our shapes. And today we're going to be saying how many of different shapes we see. So in order to say how many of different shapes we see, we have to remember how to count them, right? So today we're looking at numeros 1 hasta 10 in español, numbers 1 to 10 in Spanish. We already know them, but we're just going to review what they are, and then we're going to be counting and saying how many of each shape we see in español, in Spanish. So can we count to 10 in English? Primero, por favor. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muy bien. So we all still remember how to count to 10 to Spanish in English. Now what you'll do for me is to click on the link that I sent you and you watch a short video that's going to remind you how to count from 1 to 10 in Espanol, in Spanish. Excelente. Now, if you remember back in grade 1, I taught you a song in order to help you to count in Spanish. So for those of you who may not remember how to count from 1 to 10 in Spanish, or you weren't in grade 1 with us, I want you to listen very carefully, and then I want you to use your fingers to count y canten conmigo and sing with me. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10. And let's do it one more time. Otra vez. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10. Muy bien. All right. So, we all know that in Spanish, nouns can be singular, meaning one. Nouns can be plural, more than one. And we also classify them as being masculine and feminine. Now, we looked at singular nouns last class when we were describing them in Spanish. But today we're counting them, which means that there might be more than one of some of these shapes that we're talking about. So what we'll need to remember are the rules of how to identify singular and plural items in Spanish. Now, the first rule, which is very simple, is this. Once the noun ends with a vowel, which is a, e, I, o, u, a, I, o, u, a, I, o, u, and this is how they go. Las vocales, the vowels in Spanish, once they end with a vowel a, e, I, o, or u, then all we have to do to pluralize those words is to add the letter s to them. So once it ends with a vowel, we add an s to it to make it plural. For example, rombo becomes rombos if it's more than one. Rectangulo becomes rectangulos if it's more than one. Cuadrado becomes cuadrados if it's more than one. Óvalo becomes óvalos if it's more than one. Triángulo becomes triángulos if it's more than one. Círculo becomes círculos if there are more than one. And estrella becomes estrellas if there are more than one. However, you might meet upon some nouns that do not end with vowels. For example, corazón. Corazón ends with the letter N, and N is a consonant. So what happens is that for nouns that end in consonants, if you want to pluralize them, what you'll do is to add the letters E, S. So instead of adding S to the endings to make them plural, the nouns that end with consonants, you're going to be adding the letters E, S. So remember, for nouns that end with vowels, we add the letter S to make them pluralize. For example, rombo becomes rombos, or estrella becomes estrellas. But for nouns that end in consonants, what we'll do is to add the letters ES to make them plural. For example, corazón becomes corazones. Muy bien? Bueno, so we know how to pluralize all the nouns now. Bueno? Excelente. So what we'll do now is to move on to our question for today, which is cuántos or cuántas dash I. For the feminine nouns, we're going to use cuántas. For the masculine nouns, we're going to use cuántos. Okay? So we ask cuántos dash I. How many dash are there? So we're asking about how many shapes, how many triangles are there, how many squares are there, how many circles are there, etc. Now, for example, I would say, ¿cuántos círculos hay? How many circles are there? Círculos are circles. ¿Cuántos círculos hay? How many circles are there? Now, if we say that there are 2 circles, we would say in Spanish, hay. The number for 2 in Spanish is dos. Circles in Spanish would be círculos. Hay dos círculos. There are 2 circles. So for our ejemplo, for our example, ¿cuántos círculos hay? How many circles are there? So repitan, por favor, repeat after me. ¿Cuántos círculos hay? ¿Cuántos círculos hay? How many circles are there? ¿Cuántos círculos hay? ¿Cuántos círculos hay? Muy bien. Now, for our answer, remember we say I, which means there is or there are, followed by the number, the amount of the thing that you're talking about. So because there are 2, we say dos, and then the item goes here. If it's more than 1, remember you have to pluralize it, so that's why we have círculos instead of círculo. So hay dos círculos means there are 2 circles. So let's go again. Otra vez. ¿Cuántos círculos hay? How many circles are there? Hay dos círculos. There are 2 circles. Now, what about los triángulos? Say, for example, there were 10 triangles. So we would ask, ¿cuántos triángulos hay? So we change the name of the shape here. Whatever we're asking about, it goes here. ¿Cuántos triángulos hay? How many triangles are there? And remember, we're pretending that there are 10 triangles. So we would say, hay 10 triángulos. Hay 10 triángulos. There are 10 triangles. What if there were 15 stars? 15 stars. So if to ask, we would ask, ¿cuántas estrellas hay? ¿Cuántas? Because it's a feminine noun, we change the O to A. ¿Cuántas estrellas hay? How many stars are there? And because there are 15 stars, we said we would say hay, the Spanish word for 15 is 15 estrellas. Hay 15 estrellas. There are 15 stars. Let's do another example. How about, what if there are 7 squares? 7 squares. ¿Cuántos cuadrados hay? ¿Cuántos cuadrados hay? How many squares are there? And because there's 7, in Spanish we would say hay 7 cuadrados. There are 7 squares. Hay 7 cuadrados. Y un ejemplo más, one more example. Let's pretend there are 13 ovals. So let's ask, ¿Cuántos óvalos hay? ¿Cuántos óvalos hay? How many ovals are there? And because there are 12, let's say 12 or 13. Let's say there are 13. We would say hay 13 óvalos. Hay 13 óvalos means that there are 13 ovals. So everybody understanding? ¿Comprenden? Everybody understanding? Okay, so remember, if we want to pluralize nouns in Spanish, we have to make sure that if the noun ends in a vowel, all we do to pluralize it is to add the letter S to the end of the word. But if the word ends in a consonant, we're going to be adding the letters ES. To ask how many of an item there are, or there is, we would ask cuántos or cuántas, followed by the name of the item we're asking about, then the word I, which means how many dash are there. And to answer, we say I, which means there is or there are, the amount, dos, then the item, círculos. There are 2 circles. Bien? So remember, let's pluralize these. Rombo becomes rombos. Rectángulo becomes rectángulos. Cuadrado becomes cuadrados. Óvalo becomes óvalos. Estrella becomes estrellas. Círculo becomes círculos. Triángulo becomes triángulos. And corazón becomes corazones. That's if you're pluralizing it. But if you want to say there is one square, hay un cuadrado. There is one square. There is one triangle, hay un triángulo. There is one star, hay una estrella. So this time around, if it's one and it's a feminine noun, it becomes una and not un. Okay? Hay una estrella. There's one star. If there is one circle, hay un círculo. And if you want to pluralize it, you simply use the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the number is, and the pluralized form of the noun. Okay? So I hope that everybody understood what we were doing today, and I hope that you'll be able to complete these activities without any difficulties. The first thing I'd like you to do is to go to page 14 and 15, and there you will see the Spanish number names from 1 to 10. I would like you to read them, look at the words, look at how they are spelled, and I want you to say them after me. So if you have your book, you can pause the video right now and get your textbook, page 14 and 15. And as soon as you're ready, you can unpause the video and let's read the numbers together. So 1 is uno, 2 is dos, 3 is tres, 4 is cuatro, 5 is cinco, 6 is seis, 7 is siete, 8 is ocho, 9 is nueve, and 10 is 10. Bien. Now you're going to be completing the activity on page 16 as you answer to cuántos or cuántas dash. You're asking how many of the items there do you see. So remember, all you're going to do now is to write the Spanish number name for the amount of items you see. For example, you see cuántos lápices. How many pencils do you see? If you see 3 pencils, what is the Spanish number name you're going to write there? You're going to write the word tres, because tres means 3. Bien? So you write the Spanish number name that tells you how many of each item you see. After that, you're going to be completing the activity on page 17 and 18, where you will be drawing lines to match each Spanish number name to the group of items which have that same number. And then on page 19, you're going to be circling the Spanish number name for the number that you see. All right, I'll put this information on your activity sheet as well so you won't forget it. So I hope that everybody has been learning so far and it hasn't been challenging and you're practicing while you are away, and I can't wait to teach you some more, and I hope you have fun learning just the same. So for now, from Raul and I, we're going to be singing adios, and then we'll see you next class. Okay, everybody? So, vámonos. Adios, adios, adios means goodbye. Adios, adios, adios means goodbye. Adios, 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 adios means goodbye. Adios, estudiantes. Adios, students. Bye bye.